What's up, guys? Today, now that the 2022 has ended, I'm going to rank all 7 comic book movies I've seen, from the worst to the best. I know this is also a re-upload of the last one because that one was kind of outdated and old, so I just had to delete it and re-upload it. So let's get started. At the bottom, we have Morbius. I don't care what you all say, Morbid Time or whatever, this movie is literal trash. And nothing makes sense. The plot's all over the place. I don't know why they took such a mediocre, Spider-Man hero, villain, and just gave him his own movie. They could have gave like Green Goblin his own movie, or like Craven the Hunter, what they're doing right now. But yeah, I find it really weird. I just hate this film. The memes save it. But this movie, it just feels like some comic book movie that came out like in 2003. And it's some forgotten 2003 movie. And yeah, I just don't like it. Next, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This one is it's another bad movie, but it's more mediocre than bad. Morbius is just straight up bad. This is like mediocre. So basically, I like the MCU. It's a cool franchise, probably my favorite cinematic franchise like ever. But it's just, this film is just, first of all, the directing by Sam Raimi is awesome. Like the horror elements and stuff is really cool, but the plot itself is so weak, and Doctor Strange feels like a side character in his own movie. It's like Cars 2, like Lightning McQueen feels like a side character in his own movie, which is really weird. And this is basically like a WandaVision sequel, the whole half the movie. I really hope a Doctor Strange 3 doesn't actually focuses on Doctor Strange like the first one. Like me personally, I enjoyed the first one. I know some people don't, but I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I think this is it's just a very mediocre film. That's what I think. Fifth, we have Thor: Love and Thunder. This movie just had way too much missed potential. Could have been an amazing movie, but the jokes cancel out like 70% of the movie. I just don't like how jokey this film is. The thing that made Ragnarok special, it was jokey, but it knew how to be serious. This movie, it's just throwing like throwing a joke at the wall every 5 seconds. And it's also making a love triangle between two hammers and Thor, which is really, really weird. And I do not enjoy that at all. It's just, I don't like how jokey this movie gets. Also, they totally wasted Gore the God Butcher as Christian Bale, which is, I wish that villain wasn't a little bit better of a movie. Real quick before we get to number 4, every movie that I've covered this point, I would call a bad movie, but everything above it, I would consider a great movie. Fourth, we have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I think this film is good. It's definitely way better than the movies behind it. Definitely the best Marvel movie of 2022. But the only thing I have a problem with is it's just way, way, way too long. The movie is nearly 3 hours long, and that's a long time to be at the movies. Maybe that's just me, but 3 hours is a long time to watch a movie, especially a new one. I feel like if they took 30 minutes out of the movie, the movie would have been at least easier to watch, and the pace would have been a lot quicker, and it'd be quicker to watch. So, Namor was a good villain, not Neymar, the soccer player. Namor. Ironheart was great. It's a good movie, definitely. I just wanted more T'Challa references. Like, he's only talked about in the beginning and the end. I still can't believe Killmonger was in that scene where Shuri became the Black Panther. That was insane. Third, we have DC League of Super Pets. I'm not the biggest fan of animated movies. Well, I make an animated movie studio at Trezo's gonna make billions of movies. But still, I'm not the hugest fan of animated movies nowadays. Before I was, but now I'm not really. But when I was like this is a superhero movie, and I like cartoons, so why not watch this movie? And I gotta say, it's a very good movie. It's not the best movie. It's still a very kid movie, but it's just a cute movie about owning a pet and stuff, which is really great. And I really like I just like even though I'm not a dog owner, I still find this movie very touching and heartwarming. The Rock and Kevin Hart as the lead roles, as a duo, they're like the best. The rest of the characters are really cool. I kind of wish we got more of the Justice League. Lou was a very good villain. She was definitely an amazing villain. It's very cool to watch this movie. Runner up is The Black Adam. This movie is very divisive among DC fans. Some may view it as a very fun, entertaining movie, and others find it very boring, way too action packed, way too action packed. I'm on the side that it's actually a very good movie, and it's very underrated. First of all, The Rock, even though he does play the same character in every movie, he just likes the role. Just let the man show. He likes playing these type of characters, and I like him. He fits the Justice Society as always. They're fantastic in this movie. Cyclone, Hawkman, and Atom Smasher are probably my favorites. Dr. Fate was pretty cool. Cyclone was pretty lame. The flaw that everyone's talking about is there is way too many fight scenes. And yes, there are quite a bit of fight scenes, which is not good because then we can't spend time with the characters. And also, they killed off Dr. Fate when they really didn't need to, because I like Dr. Fate just fine. James Bond was great, but for what it is, it's pretty good. The post-credit scene is so, oh man, I just can't. Post-credit scene could have been the coolest thing ever, but then James Gunn decided to ruin it. But whatever. Anyway, it's his job. Anyways, number 2, Black Adam. But in first, it obviously has to go to the Batman. It is by far the best comic book movie of 2022. It's the first. This movie literally made Batman different. Most other Batman, they focus more on the superhero side of Batman, but none of them have really took us the side of the detective side of Batman. And that's what this movie does. It's a straight up detective story from start to finish. Pattinson was an amazing Batman. He still needs his Bruce Wayne. I think in the sequel, they should focus a little more on Bruce Wayne. For what it is, his Batman is awesome. The rest of the cast is great. The Riddler is awesome. He's probably my favorite live-action Batman villain. Paul Dano killed it. Colin Farrell as Penguin was pretty great too. Catwoman was great. This movie, I just loved how dark it was. And had the best lines. It was so quotable. Even though it was extremely, extremely dark. That was just part of the charm, Batman is Yeah, but I don't really need to explain how great this movie is. Thank you all for watching this video. As always, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and comment your ranking in the comment section below. I'll read it. And I will see you guys in the next video.